episode of Chatty Broads with Bekah and Jess.
Hello, broads.
Rise and shine. Good morning.
Rise and shine.
Rise and shine.
Rise and shine.
Good morning, Stormy.
Good morning, Stormy.
Good morning, Stormy.
Do you know that I didn't see that Kylie thing until like a year after the fact? And I would hear people sing this Rise and Shine. I was like, it's so interesting because my mom used to always sing that to me in the morning.
My mom would sing
Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God the glory, glory. Rise and shine and
give God the glory. Children of the Lord. That's so weird to sing to your kid in the morning, honestly. Dude, where did our parents learn these songs? Just real quick, is there some sort of class, like Christian parents class?
I don't know. We all had the same tunes too.
It's like not one they would sing in adult church.
No.
I'm so confused.
It was definitely
focus on the family thing.
While they were taking like birthing classes, they'd have them sing these as mantras and be like, you must teach them to your children.
Yes,
for sure.
Children of the Lord.
Children of the Lord. But I don't know currently, broads, where you're at in the world, if your state or city is getting shut down again. But I just wanted to let you know, Bekah, that in this moment, I am appreciating sitting next to you and having human contact because you never know what's going to happen next week.
Well, LA County, though, has remained one of the most strict counties in the nation throughout all of this. So I'm like,
that's true.
Around the state, they're talking about shutting down the gyms. It's like, ours are already closed,
Most of my
we
family
still can't eat inside.
Yeah,
so.
Most of our family in Orange County is just like, oh my God, they're shutting us down again. And I'm just like, welcome. It's been this way the whole time. Yeah.
Welcome back to the past 7 months.
So I feel like a lot of our broads are now again kind of in a place where we're shutting down again. We're inside. But I just wanted to say I appreciate sitting next to you IRL.
I appreciate sitting next to you
right
too.
Maybe Maybe next week we won't be able to. Who knows? But hopefully we'll just continue.
Jesus. Yeah. You can stay in my bubble.
Thanks, babe. You're in my forever bubble.
You can stay in my bubble.
Well, you know what, Bekah? For the first time, truly, though we were stuck in La Quinta, this
felt like
episode,
we were watching The Bachelor.
I finally, truly, the whole episode, minus a weird scene with Ashley and Jared in that strange room with the manly men or grown-ass men competition, felt like I was watching a season of The Bachelorette and it didn't feel so La Quinta heavy.
You know what I realized too? I was like, oh, they're using all these awful conference rooms all the time. And it probably just has to do with the heat though, I realized. Because I'm sure they have plenty of like grassy grounds area where they would normally do stuff or even like parking lots to set up.
That's very true. And they probably don't want to always have everything at nighttime.
Yeah.
Because everyone's time clocks are just screwed up.
It's like probably liability for cameramen. They're going to be like dropping like flies.
Oh, yeah. And everyone was having to be masked up too. Remember seeing those photos? They were all... of course the talent doesn't have to be masked, but the poor camera crew has to be like wearing 20 layers in a mask in 120 degree heat.
All black as they do,
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
A nightmare.
Shout out for the cameramen.
Well, we started out this episode. Do we have any like tea to report? I mean, I know.
We have some tea. Okay, so now here's the thing. There's been a lot of shit happening in Bachelor Nation the past couple weeks, like so much drama. But in a couple weeks from now, we are going to have Jenna and Danica from Date Card Pod on, and they know all the tea. They have all the inside scoop about Bachelor Nation. So we're gonna do like a full catch up deep dive with them. What drama has?
Oh, there's been some babies.
There's been babies.
Crystal's pregnant. Congrats to her.
Congrats, Crystal. We're going to talk with them all about the whole Goose reactions. Blake now has a podcast, has been shading Chris Harrison, spilling all the tea. Colton deleted all his photos off of Instagram.
Every single photo?
Every single photo.
Wow.
I mean, there's been
I didn't know about that one.
There's been a lot of stuff going on. And so, also I'm sure there's been things with the Garretts per usual. But involving this specific season, there were a few things. First of all, there was a TikTok that went viral about Tayshia's ex coming onto this season. This girl broke it down and was like, you hear a voice in the background, and if you put the subtitles on, the name is Tayshia's ex. And so everyone was like, that's who the dad's talking about. It's Tayshia's ex is coming back. And everyone was flipping, right?
Okay, so that was who he was talking about.
Well, I don't know because Tayshia.
Wasn't that my theory?
That was your theory. And I was like, Bekah, queen coming through. But Tayshia responded. I mean, Tayshia, as the minutes pass, my fanning out for her just goes through the roof. She went on Instagram and she did a series of stories and was like, stop fucking reaching people. We were divorced numerous years ago. He did not sign up for this. Stop trying to make something. Stop bothering him. So apparently people were probably harassing this poor guy. And she's just like, he's not part of my life. I signed up for The Bachelorette. He didn't sign up to become a part of this and have his face in the limelight. Also, let's not forget that she talks about the fact that he cheated on her and all this stuff. So it's not like he's been painted in this glorious light.
No.
So she was coming, E! News was posting shit and she was making comments and she's like, keep reaching. Like, it's pathetic. I mean, she was shutting it down.
Wow.
So it doesn't seem like that's the case, but I don't know why then that would be in the commercial.
I mean, he could be talking about it, I suppose, but like maybe the ex isn't actually on, you know?
True.
Maybe it's just discussion of the prior relationship.
Check this shit out though.
What?
Her ex apparently was also a commercial roofer like Brendan. Can you believe?
That's weird.
It's weird, right? Like, no, I've met one roofer in my life. And I felt like when I met him, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so interesting. And so then when I heard about Brendan, I was like, that's interesting. I've a second commercial roofer that I've heard of. And now Tayshia's ex.
Bizarre.
Absolutely bizarre. But yeah, so I'm trying to think anything else. Oh, the other big thing that's happening right now is apparently Dale has been spotted out with all these women. He was out and about. What do you mean? Dale has been spotted out with all these models at events. There's photos of him holding a model's hand, walking out.
Wait.
Apparently they pecked, like had a quick kiss. Yes.
Yes. Like now?
Yes, correct. Now. Like happening right now. There were screenshots that were sent of someone sending a photo of him holding the hand of one of the models. She sent it to Clare and said, I'm so sorry. I'm a huge fan. I love you. But I just saw Dale with these two like Instagram models. Here he is holding one of their hands. It was a quick shot. And then she's like, and then he did briefly kiss one of them, blah, blah, blah. Clare responded and goes, he kissed her, question mark. And then she wrote this whole long thing. She's like, well, it was like a peck, blah, blah, blah. So now the internet is exploding and they're saying Dale is already cheating on Clare. Now.
Oh my God. How have I missed this? Like, what?
It just popped off, like, was it last night? All of a sudden I was seeing, because I follow a few of these, like celebrity gossip accounts.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are the accounts that like, it's not like Reality Steve. Reality Steve came for them and we're shading them. They're like, this shit isn't verified. They just send it, you get tons of info and who knows. But this specific one is now popping off. So these are my thoughts. First of all, I feel like there's definitely a chance that there's shadiness going on. Okay, so that's one option. But with this one, I am going to choose to believe in love. And that, I mean, granted, everyone's just like, they're forcing their relationship. The show's contrived. They're trying to make it work. Sure, maybe that's a possibility. Okay. But I'm going to choose to believe in their love because I don't think they're both that good of actors to be able to pull off some of the things that I saw together.
I don't think so either.
I choose to believe in their love. And I also choose to believe that Dale seems like a playful, fun guy.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, broads, if you all would maybe see me out with a group of people, I have a crew of friends that include men. They're good looking guys. I'm really close to them. If you would see me out with them, I am super touchy-feely. Our whole crew is. So it's like Dale might have known these girls for a long time. They're models like he is. They might be at an event. I fully would come for me if you will. I'll Harry. I'll grab Harry's hand if we're walking out of something, or Tyler's hand if we're walking out of a crowded room. And then Evan would grab one of my girlfriends.
Are there photos, or is this just
the photo? I think has been removed. I'll find it for you. But it's like this. Like we're running away. Like this. Like a quick pulling out from the door, but there's no photo of him giving anyone a kiss. There's a photo of him out at dinner with the people too, but again, these
I don't
could
know
all
how
be
to
friends of
explain it, but he
his.
has almost like this. You know when guys have, I don't even know what other energy to call it, but like feminine energy.
Yeah.
Where it's like like you're saying, like very affectionate, like yes, babe.
Yeah.
Like that kind of
Touchy.
thing.
And that's what I was thinking of. I was like, okay, I was trying to put myself in this shoes. I'm like, I do that too. You know me. I touch everyone constantly.
I also know guys like that, like friends, partners who are like, very like, like the lingering hug kind of thing with everyone.
Yes.
Where sometimes you're like, oh, was that a vibe? And then you're like, no, I guess they just do it to or will come up to you and put their arm around you and like their girlfriend's right there and it's not like a thing.
I'll be talking with like Evan and I will be having a conversation with one of our guy friends and I will put my arm around the guy and be kind of like hanging on him if he's like one of our friends.
Well, I know
super
guys who would
touchy-feely.
like reach and, like touch your knee while we're talking kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, babe, whatever.
Sure.
And if someone took a photo of that, it might
looks
look
a little
bad.
scandalous.
Or if someone might be there and not know the person, it might seem a little suspicious.
And as far as we know, maybe they've known each other for a long time.
And
They've
a
been in
peck,
the
maybe
modeling.
like a kiss on the, it's like a mwah, mwah kind of thing. And maybe it's a little close to the lips.
I have one of my guy friends who's dating one of my best girlfriends. He is like, he always kisses as like whenever he sees everybody. Always a peck, always a peck. Like, I mean, in front of her, and it's not, I don't know. So I'm choosing to continue to believe in love.
I don't think it's that big. Yeah, immediately when you said it, I don't know. For one, I feel like Dale has like press experience and like that kind of thing. First of all, I can't see if he was cheating. I don't think he would be stupid enough to like do it in public at this point.
I don't think so either.
That seems like a little bit of a stretch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm like I said, choosing to believe in love. Right?
Yeah, I also I don't believe he'd be that stupid to like openly be cheating on Claire in front of other people.
Right,
like,
and
he understands how this goes.
But everyone was just like, oh, they're faking their relationship. I'm like,
oh,
I don't
that's stupid.
think so. No.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah. Choose to believe in love.
I believe their relationship is real.
And so that's it. I mean, the only other thing that we that was tea was that our dear sweet Kenny, aka this season's Bekah, via Ari and Lauren.
By the way, I went to their YouTube and looked in the comments and people were all, Bekah M was not the most dramatic of the season. All defending me. Thanks, guys. I was hoping to see that and I did.
Love to see it. Well, Kenny has leaked, like I'll say quote unquote leaked nude pictures that came out because they were like magazine photos.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't
high
like
quality.
I mean, like,
okay, guys, they're great photos.
They're
and he looks really
photos.
good.
These photos of Kenny are, it's art. Like, truly, it's like the photography is beautiful. The modeling is beautiful.
Yeah, he actually looks super hot, which is something I thought I'd never say about Kenny.
Yeah, he looks gorgeous.
He's hung.
I was going to say, I told Bekah, I was like, the carpet matches the drapes. And by that, I mean, he also has stars around his penis and his shoulders. There are stars everywhere. Why so many? But the photos are great.
Yeah.
And so that's my theory why he was so mad about this whole
like, I am
Claire scoping out Dale. He's like, did Claire not see my nude modeling photos? And then he's super offended. We all need the chance.
He's like, guys, I am photogenic.
He really is.
Photos of him, though. It's hilarious. His Instagram is ridiculous.
Well, that's the thing. His Instagram is ridiculous, but then these model photos of him were absolutely stunning.
They were.
Like,
they truly were.
He needs to hire that photographer for his Instagram.
For his headshots.
Because these are high-end, high-fashion photos.
Not only does he have stars, he has stars everywhere.
They're everywhere. The only place that there's not a star tattoo is the American flag tattoo, which includes stars.
Oh my God.
He's just Kenny Star. Like, he loves
the Star-Spangled Kenny.
The Star-Spangled Kenny. But he had all these photos. One was holding a rooster, aka a cock. One of him laying on a couch, a penis profile shot. One of him grabbing his ass. That one was really nice. One of him moody on the cold floor. One with a giant fan. I think that was my favorite. It was very avant-garde. One of him listening to a Walkman. It was a huge variety of them to choose from.
It was like a Playgirl shoot. It
really was. It really was. But anyways, God bless. I think that's all
God
the tea.
bless America and God bless Kenny.
God bless the stars and stripes of Kenny. Anyways, you were ready to get into the actual episode?
Yeah, I was totally ready.
All right, let's do it. So I was all mixed up because we started in like such a random spot. Whenever they don't have the episode end on the
starting with the group
rose
date.
ceremony always throws me off.
It's nice though because I actually pay attention to the rose ceremony when it's the middle of the episode.
I always tune out
when it's at the end. I'm like, all right, and who got sent home? I don't care.
Yeah, don't care at all. Don't care at all.
I paid attention this time.
Well, this group date that they're about to hop on is with Montel, Ivan, Damar, Ben, Chasen, Ed, Joe, and Bennett. Announcement, we're finally going to start seeing Ed. And we see a whole lot of Ed.
I love it.
I'm so excited that we finally see Ed. Now, spoiler alert, can't stand him.
I think he's hilarious. I love him, actually.
I love him in the fact of like, you add so much, but
does he just really irritate you?
Oh, I mean, the level, when I was watching this episode, Bekah, I was pacing back and forth, just agitated, but like in a way that I love it. Like you were agitating me in the best way possible.
It is so funny. He did not agitate me at all.
Oh man. He reminds me of Eeyore. He looks very sad in the eyes. But we finally get to see him.
I love this episode with him. It's so good. There's so many good nuggets.
There's so many good nuggets.
I'm thrilled.
Well, Bekah, when they walk into the room, when they walk into this group date room, we don't know what it's about to be. Space Odyssey music begins to play loudly.
Yes.
And they shine a light on a faceless white bust of a mannequin. And I'm like, who's about to get murdered?
I was like, finally, a little bit of effort in the art department. Okay? Finally. It's the grown-ass man challenge.
This is the voiceover. The story of one woman and her quest for love. Back and forth between Ashley and Jared.
The best part about this is when Ashley and Jared came in, they didn't have any reactions to film because no one knew who they were. And this is something incredible that seems to stand out about this season, I've noticed. I feel like a large portion of these guys have not watched The Bachelor.
They don't know.
Isn't that weird?
It seems like a lot of them didn't know who Tayshia was.
Yes.
Yeah. It's interesting. It definitely feels like probably the heaviest cast of
non-Bachelor people. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's maybe because Clare was random versus like...
Very good point, and maybe.
Versus like guys coming on for Hannah Ann.
Yeah, maybe. Also, obviously the ratings were soaring the past couple seasons. So I wonder if like all these younger folks who weren't watching the show before, these, a lot of the female watchers were like telling their friends they need to go on.
Yeah.
There was a lot of like late night, let's sign you up after we've been drinking.
Yes, totally.
Well, this whole thing to me, the intro of this date episode and also the date or the group date itself felt like an SNL skit to me. It did not. It was an SNL skit. I was like, I saw this last week, I think when John Mulaney was hosting. Anyways.
I was obsessed with the trivia and with Bennett.
Yes, 100% obsessed. They have the quiz time. Bennett is obviously just like growing up in school was not a challenge for me. Or going to school was not a challenge for me. And I'm like,
I would assume since you went to Harvard.
Yeah, I would hope that it was good. Also, school's not a challenge when you bring, your teacher's flowers every day and then like maybe murder anyone else in the class who's your competition.
Yes. But I mean, he was in an extremely good school.
I mean, yes.
And then these basic math questions
bewildered
Granted,
him.
He was not a math major. It's like, I do get that.
Clearly. But these were, I mean, the math seemed, when I say basic math, understand I could not have done any of them.
When he said that's a poorly written question,
he was trolling.
He was mad.
Jared and Ashley.
He was mad. He was mad. He was like, I don't know if I can answer that because it's written so dumb.
And Jared and Ashley were like, they were clapping back because they're like, I don't know if you realize what level of Bachelor royalty you're speaking to right now because we don't know who you are yet.
Tone down the attitude, sir.
Take it down a notch.
What was your name again?
We didn't write these questions. Okay. No, he was just getting destroyed. Ivan, our chess king, our aeronautical engineer was obviously demolishing the questions.
Yes. He was.
Also, I was dying because when Damar was just like, I got more math questions right than
And
Bennett
I went
did.
to Arizona State.
I was like, hey, it's
I
you.
was dying at that.
Then they bring out a bouquet and they attach them to a rope and they're pulling in opposite directions to see, who can get the bouquet first. They're shaming Ed for his quote unquote chicken legs, which get brought up often in this, which is so rude.
As someone who's with someone who has chicken legs, and all my all the men in my family have chicken legs, that is a cold blow. You can't help if you have fucking chicken legs.
You can't help it. It's so rude.
No, look at my ankles. I have chicken ankles too.
I mean, I celebrate them.
Why is that like an insult? I don't really get it.
I don't either. I think they're nice.
Yeah, what are you going to be like? You cankle having like what is with making fun of the size of someone's leg? It's so weird.
I do not know, but they were doing it and it was rude. Ivan was killing it during again.
Well, then again, okay, I will say this. Ed is very top heavy. The man's neck is about the size of my hips.
If you put both of your breasts, which are larger than normal because you are currently breastfeeding, on top of his shoulders, that would maybe be like what his traps look like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, okay, I do all right. Then I'm okay with the joke because it's like proportionally, dude, you're like...
He goes really hard in the paint with what he calls later gentle lifting.
Looking like Johnny, who's that guy with the yellow hair? Looking like Johnny Bravo.
He does kind of have a Johnny Bravo body.
Build.
Yeah. Well, Bennett decides to drop out because, he has an old football injury that is still with him. And I'm like, sir, I do not believe that you played football. You played polo or rugby.
100%, yeah.
Not football. Maybe he means like football, like soccer, perhaps.
Yes.
But not American football. Football. Then they have breakfast in bed, which I'm just like, all right, this is the type of challenge that I can get down with. Tayshia gets in bed. They all get to prepare food for her. I mean, all the men
baby thing.
They're
having fun.
They're having a good time. Somehow Ed is doing push-ups with her on top of him, which I wish I could have seen how that ended up becoming a part of breakfast.
Get on my back. If Grayson was like, get on my back, I'm going to do some push-ups, I'd be like, no, what? This is supposed to be about me.
No.
I don't want to get out of bed.
This isn't fun for me to lay on your back when you do push-ups, by the way.
Yeah, I'm so turned on and impressed.
A hot tip for a guy. Girl doesn't have fun when you do that. I feel like that's
maybe
a
you
thing.
guys are like a workout couple,
Oh, sure. If you're doing acro yoga together, great.
Yeah.
But don't just throw me on your back.
If it's Mother's Day, don't command me to help you with your workout.
I'd rather lay on the couch and eat bonbons.
Right.
Which
Me
I'm
too.
surprised Bennett didn't present bonbons.
Me too.
So then we have Chasen.
I got a lot to say about Chasen.
Yes.
But I'll save that until later. There's plenty more opportunities to talk about Chasen.
Plenty to dive into with Chasen. He says that he's the main course and takes his shirt off and throws an apron on and gets in bed with her.
Disgusting. Wish it was Kenny after seeing those photos. Get it, boy.
We are now Kenny stans.
I don't mind Kenny, honestly.
No.
He doesn't really bug me that much.
No. In fact, the man's starting to really entertain me. I feel like we're going to get some good stuff from Kenny. And I think she's going to keep him around for a while as entertainment. I think she enjoys him.
Yeah.
So
Ed wins the Man-Child Award. Is there anything before that?
Oh, well, Bennett gets into the bed with her with a robe on that he somehow has. He's prepared her beignets. There's sexy music in the background. It's over the top. I love it. Tayshia says, I'm bougie, and so is he. So maybe this could work. But then, yes, he wins the Man-Child Award, which is maybe one of the rudest things
so fucked up
that Bachelor Nation has ever done on the show. A crying baby doll is bestowed on the loser, aka the man-child, and has to be carried around by the man until Tayshia so chooses.
I loved that. It was like a little nugget for the viewers just to watch as arguments ensued. I mean, you know, we talk about producers being so evil, but they care about us. They care about us as the audience.
They do.
They knew that Ed and Chasen were going to have beef. They knew that Ed is already sort of a comical, like, person, just in like a presentation.
Everything about him.
And then to have him holding this baby doll in every single argument moving forward for like the next 24 hours was really enjoyable and something special for me.
They really were taking care of us.
Yes.
You're right. It was like the stocks. Like, you know how people used to get put in the stocks back in the day? It was like the 2020 version of the stocks. And
you
the producers
are like,
doll. Here you go. You have the man-child award. You have to hold this baby doll around while you're getting into heated arguments with another grown man who calls himself a Wolverine.
Yeah.
So then Bennett wins the grown ass man award.
Okay.
Not sure how the fuck he got that award.
How did you feel about the way he went in for that kiss? Because I was like,
I did not feel great about it.
No, it did not feel consensual.
It did not. She felt very shocked. He basically like Supermaned her. He was like in his brain, he's like, I'm a hero. I'm going to just go in for this. And then he turned around and posed for the men. And they literally called him out for it. Like, what? Someone's not taking a picture, Bennett. And he's like, well, I thought I'd, let you all admire.
I think it all said how she felt about it when later on he tries to steal her. And she's just like, okay, no.
That was one of my most favorite moments.
It was pretty great.
Ugh, Tayshia.
We'll get there.
Well, Chasen is immediately like very much pissed. He is upset by Bennett because I feel like Bennett is the type of guy who got the job that Chasen always wanted to, but Chasen
thinks he deserves.
But Chasen thinks he deserves, but Chasen was living, more of a balanced lifestyle where after college he would go like, catch a wave, maybe do a couple keg stands, turn in that homework late. And I feel like Bennett and Ed are those type of guys that Chasen now as an adult feels belittled by because they use all those big words.
Totally. I mean, they kept talking about how Chasen only has 5 words. And I was like, I think the man has a very limited vocabulary. And let's not shame him for maybe not being the sharpest tool in the shed, guys. Just kidding. I'm not saying that like they shouldn't have made fun of him. They should make fun of him at every opportunity. And I will throughout this episode. So I hate him.
See, that was the whole thing, B, is with the Ed and Chasen piece, I dislike both of them highly, but I am vastly entertained by both of them. And I'm really happy that they're both still here.
I don't mind Ed. I cannot stand Chasen. And I'll get into why. Before we keep talking, should we take a quick pause?
Yeah, I think that maybe we should take a quick pause. So no shade to the ABC set department, but some of the sets, aka the date that they had just gone on, and the furniture during this season needs a little bit of help, aka a lot of bit of help.
Agree.
But I get it. I know that getting chic furniture can be pricey, but have they not heard of Article?
Really?
The incredible online furniture company that is somehow chic, high quality, and also affordable. Their newest collection is inspired by a natural sense of wanderlust with pieces that speak to faraway travels. It's gorgeous.
I'm loving the new collection. There's a big focus on natural wood grains and textural wovens that look extremely lush and pricey, but they're at your Article affordable prices. So when it comes to furniture shopping or any shopping really, it's music to our ears to hear about the affordability. And if you've never shopped with Article before, let me fill you in on the basics, people. High quality furniture and home decor. It's beautifully crafted. It's expertly curated. And it's wildly affordable. All available to you online.
It pretty much sums it up, actually. If you've shopped for furniture online in the past, you know how overwhelming it can be after looking at 4,000 leather couches that all look the same but different online. I was ready to have a meltdown, which is just one of the reasons why we love Article so much. Their designers are dedicated to a few streamlined aesthetics like mid-century, Scandinavian, industrial, and bohemian, and their collections are so cohesive and simple to style together. It makes it really easy for some of us, especially like myself, who, aren't interior designers. Makes everything look good. When we were looking at new patio furniture this last summer, all we had to do was look at their pre-styled photos, and the work was pretty much done. That's my kind of shopping. My patio furniture, your couch, my dining room table, Article, baby. We get so many compliments on them too. So check out their website and drool broads.
Article's offering our listeners $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. Just go to article.com/chatty and the discount will be automatically applied at checkout. That's article.com/chatty and you'll get $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more.
Well, broads, living in the city is great for a lot of reasons. It really is. But it does mean that every pet is pretty much an indoor pet. And if you have cats at home that use a litter box, that can be a real issue, especially now that the weather is colder and everyone is going to be cooped up together with even the current state of the world. My best friend's family had cats growing up, and I swear the smell of that litter box still haunts me
it can get bad.
I wish Pretty Litter was around back then. I would have brought some over for them.
Well, I've got 2 little kitty cats at home. And I will say when we first got them, the litter box was a big downside and a big odor problem, no matter how many times you scoop it. Traditional litter just doesn't mask the smell 100%. But then we discovered Pretty Litter, total game changer. I swear, I forget we even have a litter box sometimes because Pretty Litter's ultra absorbent crystals trap odor instantly and they last up to a month. Pretty Litter is also safer for cats, and it's safer for the whole household because it doesn't contain any of the irritants that can aggravate allergies and asthma. And traditional litters, a lot of times have those. So we're all breathing a little bit easier.
Yes, and broads, here is the coolest part. Like I said, I can't believe a cat litter can do this, but Pretty Litter is able to help detect early signs of potential illness in your cats, like urinary tract infections and kidney issues by changing color. Pets are notorious for hiding illnesses, so this is a crucial tool to help keep your furry friends healthy.
Do what I did and make the switch to Pretty Litter today. Get 20% off your first order by visiting prettylitter.com and use promo code CHATTY. prettylitter.com, promo code CHATTY. You'll get 20% off. That's prettylitter.com, promo code CHATTY.
All right, so then they have the nighttime portion of the day where things start to get a little more heated up. We're starting to finally, Bekah, we're starting to finally have some drama with the men.
Some good drama. I'm also really curious about like the timelines of all this and how they're drawing things out because I noticed at the very top, Joe says it's been a few days since they saw Tayshia. And normally I'm like, they're traveling. I'm like, how are they wasting all this time in the interim? What are they doing? Are they just doing days of self-care for her, of her going to the spa, like
love rigorous
interviews on the days off? I don't know how they're simulating this sort of like hectic jam-packed schedule that keeps the guys waiting and on their
Maybe
toes.
It's so hot outside that they have to like take breaks every other day so that people aren't getting heat stroke left and right.
Straight up.
Like, and that's a thing when you're in the desert. You're like, you spend 4 days there. You have to have days in between where you're like, I'm spending most of the time indoors because blasting the AC.
Well, I know they had to find some way to fill up the time because like part of the structure of the torture game is to like just keep you waiting for like literally days on end. So they had to find some way to do it. But it's just interesting because they're all on the fucking same resort lot the entire time.
You think this would be such a perfect opportunity if you had a lead who wanted to like maybe hook up with some of the guys? If I was the lead, I'd be so bored. I'd be like, I know where they live and I am sneaking back and hopping into some of these hotel rooms and having some extra special time.
You've got producer guards at every door.
Figure out a way.
Only that which is allowed, like how Dale was allowed to sneak off to Clare whenever.
True, huh? Oh man, I would
only
be
what is
to break
permissible.
The rules.
And so now with Tayshia, they're like, no one's allowed within probably 200 yards of her in the off time.
Well, the nighttime portion of this date, somehow Bennett is still in his robe.
Okay. Chasen called him cringy for the robe, and the way he's like squeezed his shoulders, like kind of cringy, bud. I was like, ew, you're insecure.
Yes, very insecure. Now, I would like to take it back to the past maybe episode or two where we were like, oh, we like Chasen because let's be honest, Chasen is a 10 out of 10 hottie McCotterson. Yeah. Okay, so we're distracted by his beauty. Also, he's low key.
He doesn't say much.
And he just, when he was talking with Clare before, he
doesn't have much to say.
Yeah, mellow energy. So we were like, oh my God, yeah, we like Chasen. He's cool, whatever. Yeah. But then I was thinking about there were a couple tell moments. One of them being where with Clare, Chasen was one of the ones who was like, she wouldn't, like when they were talking about Dale spending the night. And he's like, oh no, she wouldn't like get intimate like that. Like he made some weird comment about that she wouldn't have sex and kind of like, I don't want to say shamed it because I feel like that's a stretch, but it was definitely.
He said at this point in the process.
No, I wrote it down in my notes. I was like, it was an interesting comment. It was just a little bit of like you know what it was? It felt more like I always mix up. It felt more like a Blake comment. Beard Blake, Canada Blake, who'd be like, she wouldn't do that to us. And so I was interested because I was like,
who we, by the way, have not seen at all.
No, we have not seen him at all. But it felt more like a comment that Blake would say. So it threw me off a little bit because I was like, Chasen seems pretty like low key. And then there was a couple comments that were thrown out. So I'm like, I wonder if maybe behind the scenes, the guys have been seeing a little bit of a different perspective.
I would say so.
I would say so.
He does not have a chill vibe at all. So yeah, when he said the whole like kind of cringy dude wearing the robe, I was just like, okay, stay in your lane. Like, you're clearly extremely self-conscious and insecure.
Be like Zach and don't say anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or be like Kenny and just like say something. I don't know.
Call it out. Oh my God. When Bennett immediately tries to take Tayshia away the second she walks up and Tayshia goes, and legit looks at him and goes, okay, can I just say hi to everyone first?
Oh my
And I was just like, Tayshia. I am living for the fact that
she was like,
Tayshia
no,
is just having these moments where she's just like, no. And I'm like, yes, shut that shit down. She goes, no, I'd like to talk to somebody. I'd like to address the other men first. But
yeah, she was like disgusted by that.
Disgusted. She's like, you're still in your robe and I can see everything.
And then Chasen swoops.
And she is thrilled because we've already seen that she is interested somewhat in Chasen.
Oh my God. And then this conversation. Guys, I just have no fucking patience for this man. I'm going to say that right now. I cannot stand him.
Mm-hmm. The family conversation.
So yeah, you like mentioned family and like, yeah, I love my family. My family is actually like my life. So like, yeah, I've never been in love actually. You're probably surprised to hear that. And like, yeah, my sister's having a baby and like you said you wanted kids. So, yeah.
Bekah, I have an opinion that's going to get me a lot of heat because it's going to be an unpopular opinion and people are going to get mad. Whenever a guy...
Yes. No, I already know I 100% agree with what you're about to say.
God bless. Whenever a guy flexes the I'm a proud uncle to a date...
Let's just not remember who was the last person in the Bachelor franchise to do that. Trivia.
Who was it?
You don't know?
Remember
Luke P
flexed that.
You don't remember? It was like him packing and his niece was there the whole time we're doing that B-roll.
I mean,
and he brought it up a couple times during the season.
Whenever, and I'm not talking about just the Bachelor people. No. I'm talking about when I'm sitting with my friend and there's a guy flirting with her and then this is the first thing he says, my alarm bells are going off like crazy because
look at my background. It's my niece.
It's me and my niece. It's like okay, here's my thing. I celebrate the fact that you love your family and your niece. When a guy is using the niece flex card, my brain always goes, he is not ready for a relationship. I always go there.
Damn, do you have any explanation for that? I mean, I agree with you 100%.
You know,
Queen.
I don't necessarily know what it is, but I think that it's the type of guy... I think it's the type of guy who they do enjoy family. They love a good time, but they're not ready to commit because they like popping in and they love having their niece. They love having their moments. But this is,
you know what it is?
What is it?
It's like the kind of guy who has a dog just so that girls will want to pet the dog on the street.
For sure.
Does not give a fuck about dogs. Literally just adopted a dog.
I hate this dog.
Dropped like probably a couple grand on a particularly cute purebred dog.
Okay, sure.
So that when he goes for walks, you know, in the neighborhood, girls will be like, oh my God.
No.
And it'd be like, this dog is my life. Does not give a fuck about the dog. Probably leaves it at home.
Probably, but here's my thing with the dog though. That still requires
a commitment.
Some commitment.
That's true.
When all you talk about is being an uncle,
all you have to do is take a photo with them at Thanksgiving.
You swing by the house. Now, I'm not talking. I know there are some uncles out there who see their nieces and nephews 3 times a week. I'm not who do babysitting. God bless you. God bless. I wish. But I'm talking about you, and you all know who I'm talking about. You all know exactly the type of guy who has that. Chasen. And it melts your heart at the bar when you see the cute background photo. I'm telling you right now, if you want to have a great time and you want to have a good couple dates, probably some good decent sex, great. You want in a relationship with this person, a committed one, probably not gonna work.
It's particularly like if they have to go out of the way to bring it up, especially like on a first date. Because someone actually might be obsessed with their niece and nephew, but you won't hear about it like that in the first date context. It'll be like maybe on the second or third date. Or like on the third or fourth date, it'll be like, oh, I have to swing by and like I wanted to go say hi to my niece. Like, oh, you want to see a picture of her? She's so cute. That's different.
As a parent, I do not meet people and immediately go, I got to show you my daughter. Like, I don't do that. No. Okay? So if you're doing that with your niece or nephew and you're right away, there's some ulterior motive going on a little bit.
Yeah. You're probably a bad person. Just kidding. Okay. So, but that was the conversation. I was like, Chasen, my brain is literally melting listening to this.
Yes. It was, I felt you. And while I was watching it, I was like, Bekah's going to hate this so much. Also, he says he's never been in love, which I said, of course.
Oh, surprise.
But that goes hand in hand with the uncle. Uncle Chasen's never been in love.
I think... I normally don't like to make fun of people based on their intelligence, but like Chasen is an idiot. Just like straight up fucking idiot. Well, and the only reason I feel comfortable saying that is because he is so obviously an extremely hot, privileged dude from San Diego, whose life is going to be fucking easy, okay?
Well, I mean...
that's going to get some people so mad that I said that. I don't give a fuck. It probably is. Look at him.
Go for it. Look at him. He's like I said, hottie. I mean, times 1,000. If I, in real life, came upon Chasen, I would be...
He's massive also.
He's massive. Oh my God. If I came upon Chasen in real life, I would be a puddle on the floor, pick me up and take me anywhere.
Until the minute he opens his fucking mouth and then you realize he has like...
True, but he's so good looking that even I'd be like, we're gonna let it slide for a little bit. You know? I'd let it slide for a little bit, but...
Wow.
Yes.
I thought you had class.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Well, Ed is not a fan of Chasen.
He's still holding the baby
He is getting more and more agitated as every second passes when Chasen is with Tayshia. Mm-hmm. We also we see Ben and Tayshia together. They have a moment.
Ben did well.
Ben did very well.
I was like, noted. Okay.
I was liking...
The going in for the kiss was good. Everything was classy and tasteful.
And then they had that kind of hot moment where she was like, you're trouble. And she was kind of smitten with Ben and he's just like, no, I'm not. And it was hot.
Totally.
I like Ben. I mean, I like Ben a lot.
At the end,
I was getting a little feeling, but I also feel like part of that was producer.
I agree too.
Yeah.
And we'll get there. Yeah. Now, Ivan, she was just lighting up his life. He was lighting up. I mean,
Ivan, the elevator pitch about himself to Tayshia was perfection. He was like, this is what I'm about. Here are the things that I'm interested in. This is why I'm interested in you. Tell me what you're about. They match perfectly.
Straight to the point.
Beautiful. Beautiful. He is coming out of that shell and we love some Ivan.
Now with the... Now, he blindfolded her and decided to feed her strawberries.
Part, I forgot about that part. Okay, let me pull back a few. I really do like Ivan.
That was not... Okay, so Ruth does this thing now where when she says no, she sounds like she's saying... It's particularly when she's really upset about something. She sounds like she's saying meow. She goes, no, no. And like looks at you like you're in... Like she's like so like... What, you idiot? And so I looked at Gray when he started blindfolding her and I went, no. I was like, why you gotta do this, Ivan? You just ruined... Oh,
that's what it was. See, I was liking Ivan so much that I fully spaced on that part because when that happened, I just wrote in all caps, "Not from this guy. I didn't expect this."
I said no with a million question marks.
No blindfolding. First of all,
no,
we don't like a blindfold. No. Not unless we're in the bedroom and I ask for it. Okay,
or unless like Claire seemed to like it when Dale did it. Well, no, she blindfolded him.
She blindfolded him, and Dale seemed to want it off immediately.
Yeah, I don't.
But feeding
who wants to be blindfolded on camera? That's another thing. Like, you know, on a TV show.
Also, like
the strawberries thing was weird.
Yeah. Also, I I've never really gotten the whole blindfold feeding food thing. To me, that doesn't.
It creeps me out. It reminds me of like Halloween, where you'd be like, "What are we putting in your mouth? Is it a slug?" You know, like that kind of thing.
Exactly. You know, if we're in the bedroom, you want to blindfold me and stick your hands in my mouth, I'm down.
Sure,
but like not
in
so
a
much-
safe space with someone that I love and care about, who I trust, in a place where I'm not being filmed. Not someone being like, he literally sat her down and was like, "I'd like to blindfold you and feed you strawberries."
And then he asked, "Do you want strawberries or blueberries?" Which made me laugh because I was thinking about him putting like blueberries, like popping them. And I would have definitely gone for the blueberry if I'd have been Tayshia, because I'm like, I feel like
Messy.
I could have just been like, and you could have just dropped it in versus, the messiness of the strawberry. But she went for the strawberry.
And then he went in for the kiss, and now Grayson, my king, was like, "That's not okay that he kissed her with the blindfold on."
No, not at all.
It's not.
No. Cute.
It makes me
Throw
think
the
of
king in.
my king. But it makes me think of the Clare thing that was like so not okay. Enough with the blindfolds this season. I don't want to see another fucking blindfold on the show for this year.
Yeah, what are they going to do next? Blindfold them and like push them off something?
Probably.
Like that's what it feels like. The stakes are getting higher and higher during this season.
Do you think they could bring in like something to bungee jump off of in the Quinta?
Yeah, they're going to make them
off of the clock
They're going to
tower.
make them bungee jump, but they're going to be like, you're also blindfolded. And it's like, as in the fact that bungee jumping isn't scary enough as it is, we will also blindfold you and handcuff you. Surprise! Bachelorette season, whatever. But yeah, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot about that. Well, this is then when everything starts to really crumble for me with Chasen.
Also when Ivan kissed her, it was like he was like enfolding her. Like, I don't know, his lips were like going over hers. I just really didn't like it.
I close my eyes, which I do sometimes during the kisses, because
it just feels inappropriate.
On camera kisses have one of two effects for me. Either I'm like, damn, this is a hot kiss. Like with the Ben, when I was watching it, I was like, and then the other effect is I feel super uncomfy and I have to cover my eyes.
Yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah.
I really understand that too, actually.
But yeah, so Bennett is throwing some shade, saying that Chasen maybe is not as fired up about Tayshia being here as he's leading on. Like perhaps Chasen
is always kind of dead in the eyes, though. You know, like I don't know if he can even conjure up like excitement for Tayshia. Like
right now, in this whole process, I want to say this. In this whole process, I don't think that Chasen is here for the wrong reasons, guys, specifically with Tasha. Like, I don't think he was in love with Clare and now he's just like hopping on board with Tasha. I think Chasen probably is just like your typical, I'm here to come on the show and maybe I'll find love.
I don't even think he's conniving enough to be like, I'm going to do it for Instagram followers.
No, I think he's just on the show. And I think I'm sorry, I've met many men in my life who have the same line, and I've heard them say it 15,000 times to different women.
Yeah.
I think Chasen's just one of those guys. So I don't think he has ill will in this. That's probably the nicest thing I'll say about it.
Yeah, for real.
Well, Chasen then says, well, let
oh my God, wait, look at his senior photo from high school.
I know. It makes you feel a little bit like, okay,
it makes me feel kind of bad. Like maybe he was always that kind of awkward guy that just like.
But he said that, remember? He told that to Clare. That was when the whole prom gate thing happened with Clare, that he was like.
Which like, so now I believe it. So maybe he was just kind of like a misfit that like happened to turn into a really hot guy.
Yeah.
He's still really dumb though.
Well, he says. He's talking about Bennett and Ed, and he says, well, let them be Batman and Robin, and I'll be Superman. Actually, I'll be Wolverine.
I'll be Wolverine.
That was kind of my nickname anyways. And that's when you're like, okay. Chasen's bros gave him the nickname Wolverine.
Like, yeah, dude, you're like a fucking Wolverine.
Dude, you can crush a 12-pack. Like, I've never seen it before.
Oh my God.
Give him this nickname.
Have you seen him eat spicy wings, dude? Have you seen him eat spicy wings?
Dude, we can go to Buffalo Wild Wings, and you know that one level of wing that if you get it, you get the t-shirt? Chasen gets it every damn time.
It doesn't fucking faze him. He's fucking Wolverine.
Dude, this fucking dude.
Wolverine. That's a little peek into little BTS of Chasen's life.
If Chasen heard this, he'd be like, oh my God, my bros are here?
Oh my God, the guys clued him in? Thanks, bros.
Well,
But this is the thing about Chasen.
Yeah.
This is why I make fun of him, because he's not like a harmless dude. He starts getting really fucking aggro.
He starts
And this is where it's like,
he starts to get agitated.
he starts insulting Ed.
He says
seriously,
he
though,
can't-
not as a joke.
No, he's like, I can't take you seriously. You're holding a baby and you have chicken legs. So he starts calling him out about his body, which is very rude. Now,
And then he also won't cheers Ed.
Yeah.
No, I won't cheers you. I'm like, okay.
But I don't know if like he did start to get agitated, but later on in the episode where then Ed comes to Tayshia and it was just like he was getting aggressive. I was like, no, I don't think so.
I loved it. I loved it.
Well, Ed has realized that he has not been getting any airtime. So now this is Ed's moment. He gets together with Tayshia. He is a close talker, this man, by the way. He is one of those close talkers. He is so close to Tayshia's face when he is spilling all this tea.
No, I love his approach because he's like, yeah, I really want a family. Also, let's talk about the guys because I really don't think they're genuine.
Yeah, and I don't want to drop names, but I do want to talk about Chasen. Legit said this. Don't want to drop names, but earlier Chasen did say.
I love it.
And then he was saying that he's saying identical things to Clare. He throws out that maybe he's here for Instagram followers, getting in Tayshia's head. And then he also says that he called him chicken legs, which I'm glad he said that. Tayshia didn't respond to that part though, but she was locked in on the Instagram followers.
Understandably.
Now,
the funny thing is that then she confronts Chasen about it, right?
Which, again, we have to take a moment to pause and give this woman the props. I do not recall, even this early on in the process, a Bachelorette who's literally like, no, you're not going to take me away first. I'm going to pull Chasen over, and I'm not going to be wooed in by your beautiful looks and by your sweet words of like immediate apology and, oh no, that's not what I meant. She walks away and she's like, I trust my instinct. We'll figure it out from there. I'm going to know. And it's like, okay. Like, I mean, I would just live for it. Absolutely live for it.
Love it. Oh, I just scrolled down on my notes. Now, the funny thing about Chasen is that he doesn't even miss a beat. I have to give him this. He doesn't even miss a beat. Completely admits it. He's like, yeah, I mean, I got really pissed and I said that. Yeah.
Yes, in fact, yes, I did.
Yes, I am a grown-ass man, and I did say he has chicken legs and made fun of him for holding a baby. And he keeps saying that over and over again. I'm like, I'm a grown-ass man. I'm a grown-ass man.
Oh, the amount of times that they all said grown-ass man was just so embarrassing.
Okay, yeah, you're like demonstrating right now that you're like a junior higher.
We're really holding on to this title of this game that you all think Tayshia. What do you think that Tayshia wrote the name of this game, and you're really letting her know that I know this is what you want, so I'm gonna be a grown-ass man. Stop saying grown-ass man.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean,
it was hilarious to me though, because he didn't even deny any of it. He was like, yeah, I got a little heated. Okay, so
which I did kind of love too.
Me too, but I'm like, oh, he does not know how to play this game.
No.
All you have to do to sidestep that is be like, look, Tayshia, between me and you, there's been a weird thing. Ed, I don't know what it is. He has like this weird vendetta against me.
Yeah.
Like, I drank the last of the orange juice and he just like, can't let it go.
Yeah, and like, honestly,
it's breakfast this morning.
Tayshia also, like, I think Ed getting the man-child award definitely didn't help the situation.
Yeah. Kind of got in his head.
It got in his head, and like, honestly, could you do me a favor? And I don't want to ask too much of you, but could you actually give him the group date rose? Because I really feel like he just needs that right now. And I want that for him.
So genius.
Thank you.
That is such a oh my God, such a genius move. Imagine if guys were that meta coming onto the show.
So meta.
Wow.
But Tayshia says she's going to process it and use her gut instinct, and that's all she needs. Like, I don't need all this info from all these men. I have my own gut. I trust my gut.
We already had this stupid ass conversation 10 minutes ago, and I was considering letting him go. But now that there's this drama, I'm going to have to keep him on for 2 more episodes.
It's like, fine.
Annoying.
Yeah. It's great. So that's when Chasen comes back to Ed. He's just like, this needs to stop. You're interfering with someone I'm trying to get to know. And then Ed, these are my favorite insults that I've ever heard. Ed, okay, take your medium-sized shirt and sit down. And Chasen goes, dude, this is actually a large. I'm like, how old are we? How old? You're calling him chicken legs? Now Ed's shaming him for maybe being a size medium, not large, because he's not lifting as much as Ed? I don't know. It is ridiculous.
Actually, it's a large. And as you can see, it fits kind of tight. So that should tell you I have really big muscles, dude.
They're rippling, honestly.
Uncool.
I mean, it's wild. And Ben, everyone's in this 5-minute segment, everyone says grown ass man 100 times.
Ben, grown ass men are kind and they protect those who can't help themselves.
Grown ass men don't do this.
I loved that moment from Ben. Grown ass men are kind. They are strong and gentle at the same time.
I'm like, yes, Ben, preach with your kind eyes.
Oh my goodness.
Well, Tayshia ends up giving the group date rose to Ivan, so clearly she didn't mind the blindfold.
And he was reborn as a new man.
He was Phoenix from the ashes. He's like, maybe I didn't get a lot of screen time with Claire, but Tayshia is here and I live for her. And so then we go to the cocktail party. Mm-hmm. Oh, before the cocktail party, do you want to take a quick pause here? Because, oh gosh, here we go with the cocktail party. Well, broads, we've been seeing a lot of the men this season in very, very small Speedos or jock straps.
Or in no clothing at all, or if you're Kenny.
If you're Kenny. And by the way, Kenny clearly brought along his Manscaped Perfect Package 3.0 because it is glistening there. And listen, it is the holiday season, broads. If you are partnered up and looking for gifts to buy your man, let's talk about that trimming tool for his tree. It's the Manscaped Perfect Package 3.0.
This thing is great.
It's amazing.
We got this Manscaped package in the mail.
Yeah.
I was like, great. Use this, please.
Edward Scissorhands this bitch,
It's
baby.
fantastic, though. Truly. However your guy wants to keep his package aesthetic looking, that's his choice, no doubt. But if he wants to keep it trimmed and tidy, he deserves the best tool to do that. And Manscaped has totally revolutionized the electric trimmer. Their Lawnmower 3.0 is equipped with proprietary skin-safe technology to handle all the nooks and crannies safely. I hear good reviews from Grayston, but it doesn't stop there. The Lawnmower is just one part of Manscaped's Perfect Package 3.0. You're also going to get the Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver, which keeps those balls from sweating, smelling, and sticking. It's refreshing.
It's very refreshing.
It's a nice scent.
And I mean, a lot of you broads know how I feel about the balls. I love them all up on me. Okay, a tea party with the balls, if you will. And I happen to be with a gentleman who likes to shave his entire body top to bottom, including all the downstairs. And this Manscaped Perfect Package 3.0 has the tools in it that has allowed him to do it very easily and very safely, and finally to the level of perfection he so desires. So Evan is a happy camper. He spends way too much time in the bathroom now, to be honest. It's probably his favorite gift I've ever given him, and that's a fact. And all of Manscaped's formulations are vegan, cruelty-free, sulfate and paraben-free, and dye-free, meaning they are in good hands. To top it all off, you'll get a fresh pair of Manscaped boxers that will keep him feeling fresh all day, which I stole, by the way. I wear those boxers to bed. The Perfect Package 3.0 really is perfect.
Get 20% off and free shipping with code CHATTY at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code CHATTY. Naughty or nice, this is the #1 gift on Santa's list. Hop on the trending sled today.
Manscaped. Well, broads, I'll be real with you. After watching some of the men in the ring that we are about to discuss, all I could think about is that they could have used FightCamp. Like, I am a confident woman now, and I would have been on the show absolutely killing it in the ring, I feel like, all because of FightCamp. It's that full body workout that brings the boxing gym to you, and I love it. It has been the most interesting and exciting way to work out I've experienced in a really long time.
When they say they bring the gym to you, they mean it. When you sign up for FightCamp, you'll get all the gear you need, a freestanding punching bag, boxing gloves, hand wraps, and their unique punch tracking sensors that show you real-time progress. If you've never boxed before and it looks a little intimidating, Understandable. But Fight Camp is good for all levels. Their 12-week starter program teaches you all the fundamentals while still giving you a great workout. And if you're already a boxing pro, you're going to have 400 other workouts to choose from.
As soon as I started working out with Fight Camp, I was hooked. Not only did I leave feeling super sore in the best way as I worked through the programs, I saw progress, which made me want to keep going. And it's been a fantastic way to get up some of that pent angst that's been around lately. It's been a wild year, and sometimes the only fix is to hit that bag, okay? And it's for the whole family. They have sets for kiddos as well, which is such a fun activity, especially these days.
Totally.
When we're stuck inside, the kiddos to get all that energy out, so fun.
This is a great gift too. Fight Camp offers flexible financing for as low as 0% APR. And right now, as a limited time offer, you can try Fight Camp for 30 days with their money back guarantee. Just go to joinfightcamp.com/chatty. That's right. You can try Fight Camp for 30 days. If you don't love it, they'll refund your money. You can train like a fighter and turn your sweat into results. To try Fight Camp for 30 days, just go to joinfightcamp.com/chatty. joinfightcamp.com/chatty.
Well, now we have the cocktail party before the rose ceremony, and it starts to get a little more heated up in here. Chasen is talking about how we do not want to see Wolverine come out. I am literally, all I can picture, Bekah, is the Wolverine claws jamming into a 6-pack of beer and going like, go, 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 go. Like, that's all I picture.
Oh my gosh.
That's Wolverine. That's the Chasen version of Wolverine.
That's scary to me.
It is frightening, but also refreshing. So Chasen decides that he wants to take a very new approach to this. Again, I don't think Chasen's ever watched The Bachelor before.
Oh my God, dude. The speech about his character?
He likes to make a full speech before the cocktail party starts to all the men.
My character has been called into question.
It's been called into question. Do you want to say anything else, Ed? Ed's just like, I said what I said and I'm going to stand by it, blah, 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 blah. Well, Chasen says that he realizes that he's had the same word apparently for Clare and Tasha. So now he's chosen a new word to describe Tasha, and he's letting the men know.
This was insane.
That his new word for Tasha is smoke show.
I died and went to heaven.
The fact that
And I have a new word.
It's
word. Smoke show.
The fact that Chasen has to like let everyone know that he's got a new hashtag description word
of the day,
like this
word
is
of the week,
like he has to let them know that he has now chosen.
How long did it take him to come up with that?
I think he workshopped this for at least 5 to 6 hours.
I think so too.
I would love to see his journal from this time on The Bachelorette. It's just one word on each page.
Cross.
Hottie. Babelish.
Had hot dogs for lunch today. Tayshia looked pretty.
Gorgeous queen.
Stunning.
Stunner.
Stunner. A looker.
A looker. And then smoke show. Whoa. As his pen hit the paper. Smoke show. And he wrote it again. Smoke show. And he kept writing it on each page. Smoke show. Smoke show. This is it!
Men, a new word to describe Tasha. You may use it at your leisure. I give you full permission. Hear this. Smoke show. He was so proud when he presented it to the men. Also, before that,
he was
when he gave that speech, Ed was like, "No, you're a phony," and I just died. I just thought it was so funny.
By the way, Ed still is holding the baby.
Yes.
He still has the baby, who he's named Carlos.
And Chasen goes, "Well, you can think that," and Ed goes, "I will."
Oh man.
And then at one point Bennett takes the baby. He's like, "Oh, I was just dying."
Oh, he goes, "Oh, you don't want Carlos to see this, Ed." And he takes the baby while they get into an altercation of the words. A battle of wits.
Oh, it was good.
Incredible.
Okay, I want to take a moment outside of Bennett and Ed.
Yes.
To talk about how I really have to give props to Tasha because she is clearly at a battle, probably at the throat of the stylist throughout the season.
Yes,
because
she is.
Never have I seen such a contemporarily dressed Bachelorette before, and she came out in that beautiful black gown, and with the stylist, she was like, I love the rhinestones. Wait, what's the stylist name?
Carrie.
Love the rhinestones.
Love you so much.
I brought this though, actually. As you can see, there's a little bit of glitter on the straps.
Yeah.
Carrie, what do you think about this? Carrie's like, okay, well, how about these 6-inch chandelier earrings? And she's like, Carrie, love that. But I was thinking,
holding up the earrings, shaking. Carrie's brain is exploding. But
are you sure?
But chandeliers.
Are you sure?
But without chandelier earrings, a bachelorette you will not make.
I brought this brooch. Tears filling his eyes.
It weighs 15 pounds.
He's pacing. No. This just won't do.
If you won't wear these earrings, please wear this outrageously large matching statement necklace.
I am dying. And you should talk about journals. Look at Carrie's journal. Tayshia resists once again today. I will have my way. I must.
Day 14. The ink is smudged with Carrie's tears.
Day 14. She still will not wear the bedazzled leather jacket I brought for her.
Oh my god. Oh
wait, what's the brand that they wear in Real Housewives of New York? Giovanni.
He's like, Gary's just like, I spoke to Dorinda earlier and we were going to do a Giovanni collab. Tasha keeps resisting.
Hands shaking with the earrings. I'm so dead. And poor Carrie has got to be just thrown for the ride of his life after Hannah Brown, who could not have been more of his queen.
Hannah Brown was the queen of Carrie. Hannah Brown was like, give me every heart statement earring that you can find. In fact, you know what? Let's combine a chandelier earring with a star earring and mold it together. And I want the earring to come down to my breast.
Yes! I've never been more powerful. Yes. Carrie comes out with like a matching black booty short with like a matching bedazzled pink jacket. And he's like, Hannah? And Hannah goes, you know what this needs? A bedazzled heart black choker. And Carrie is like, yes! And then they're like pound fists.
No, they hold hands and jump up and down, and they're just like, oh my god. And Tayshia, Carrie puts Tayshia in the full gear, and Tayshia goes into the room for a moment alone, removes
80% of it,
most of the accessories, comes back out, and is just like, I was thinking maybe a little more like
understated.
This. And Carrie is just about to have a conniption.
She's shaking.
Oh my god.
Where's my blood pressure medication?
How will the men fall in love with you if they can't see their reflection in your gigantic necklace?
But your clothing does not sparkle like your eyes, Tayshia. How will the men fall?
Oh my god. No, she looked, that dress was absolutely, I mean, I think that was maybe one of the first dresses I've seen on the show where I'm just like, is this a high-end designer that they busted out? This looks like, I don't know, is this a Louis Vuitton dress with the gold up with that high slit and then the embroidery? I mean, absolutely
One
stunning.
more thing about Carrie. Did you ever watch Say Yes to the Dress?
Yes.
Do you remember like Panina Tournay or Torre or whatever it was?
The Panina dresses were always like $30,000.
And they were always just, 95% too much.
Oh, yes.
Jewels.
Yes.
And whenever a Panina Tournay bride would come in, you're like, oh boy, crack your knuckles, baby. This is about to get real.
I was like, bring on the cash.
And Carrie is not getting to have his Panina moment.
No, definitely Carrie and Panina get regular brunch together.
Absolutely.
They enjoy a mimosa. And before they drink the mimosa, they throw a little glitter in it.
Yeah.
Just to get it in their system.
Just up in the air, doing lines of it off the table, probably. Okay, so anyway, back to Ben.
My gosh. Back to Ben. He is, he's checking in on her. He feels like, okay, I will say this about Ben. In response to this whole Chasen thing, I feel like the way that Ben is acting until later on in this episode with Tayshia is similar to how he was acting with Clare. Mm-hmm. He was very much like, I'm really feeling a connection with you. He had that really low-key energy, very like intimate eye contact.
Yeah.
So, I feel like these guys do need to get a little bit of grace because you only have so many lines and you only have so much that you can do when you're barely first getting to know someone.
Yeah.
But I have a special little place in my heart for Ben right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I support that.
We see Joe and Tayshia. They're eating together.
Yes, love that.
Which I love. I need more Joe. I really do need more Joe.
I really like him.
When we saw him during the fighting scene and he's just like, well, I was in high school volleyball player.
Oh, he was hilarious.
He was killing me.
He was, that.
We'll get there. I mean, my God, so dangerous.
Really scary.
Ben had a full Eiffel Tower set up for Tayshia. And by the way, I saw that he had posted about it days before on his Instagram and they didn't give it any airtime. And he is seething.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, not happy about that.
He had that full thing set up. Damar wrote a sweet poem for her. She grabbed him and started kissing him. Show us more Damar. He's one of the ones that I'm like, I need to see more of Damar.
Yes. And he made some hilarious comments as well during the episode.
So then Ed and Bennett, by the way.
Oh my God. Bennett is when he's clowning on Chasen for picking a noun rather than an adjective. I was dying.
He had all day to think of a new adjective and all he thought of was a noun. Listen, Bennett and Ed are the two evil villains from like a corny movie.
Yes.
They are just, they're like the heads of a company who are the bad guys in like a bad, cheesy Hallmark movie. Like they're destroying Christmas.
Or a comedy like what's the one?
Austin Powers.
No, but that's pretty good too. No, Johnny English or something.
Oh, yes,
the British supervillains. Ed is his henchman, his bodyguard, and Bennett is the evil guy who runs a casino.
I picture Bennett destroying Christmas and the children crying and Ed being like, sorry kids, gotta take your toys. No Santa this year.
Totally. Or they're kind of like a duo, like Home Alone sort of vibes.
Yes.
You've got the brains and the brawn, Yes. I love it. I absolutely love it. You're right. What a duo.
He also throws out that Ed got a perfect math score. So Bennett is like, Ed is worth my time because he is also intelligent.
We are super minds when our forces combine. They're getting pumped to confront Chasen.
Yes.
He still has the baby when he decides to go tattle about Chasen screaming at him.
Yes, he does. He's using this baby as leverage, I think.
Now, Tasha seems a little drunk in this part. Did you notice that?
She seemed a little like she was having a little, which
I love.
I love. Throw them back. Are you kidding me? Dealing with these men? I'd be like.
Which definitely empowers her when she decides to go confront Chasen.
Yes. I mean, but my thing is that the way that Ed described this to Tayshia, it was almost like Tayshia was given the impression that Chasen was about to like punch Ed.
Yes.
Which was not the case.
No.
He was heated. But we've seen much more heated conversations, aka Hannah Brown's entire season.
Yes.
So I did feel bad for him that he's felt like he was getting the reputation like he was going to hurt somebody.
I'm sorry. When I was talking earlier about him admitting it, I actually meant this part. I forgot that there was a double confrontation during this episode.
And he admits all of it.
So I'm sorry. I wasn't talking about that part. I was talking about this part.
But he does also admit things in the first part too.
But it was hilarious to me that he doesn't even, I lost it. Yeah, I lost it.
Yeah, I did get in his face. And then to Tayshia, it's not a good look, Chasen. It's not a good look. I was dying. And she's like, why are you giving it attention? Like, she's shutting him down. And he's just like, I don't know why Ed keeps coming after me, blah, 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 blah. Well, she encourages him to be like, to squash this. So Chasen listens to Tayshia. He's like,
okay, squash him.
I will squash him. He immediately listens to Tayshia to give him credit. He goes over to Ed, and Chasen does try to apologize. Yeah. He really does. And Ed is not having it. Ed will never let this go. I cannot wait to have this moment relived at the Men Tell All when Ed is just waiting to talk about this confrontation. He is correcting the way that Chasen is phrasing things. Like, there isn't a pot to be stirred, Chasen. Like, just probably making Chasen feel more and more stupid, which is so sad. And then we have Daddy Zach come over.
Come on, guys, let's just party.
I did love that. When he came over and he goes, I could care less about this. Okay, the mediator comes over, which, by the way, on the Chatty Broads Instagram, we had are you team Zaddy Zach or Creepy Dad? And I would say Zaddy Zach won by like 70%. But it was still, I mean, there was still a heavy 30% of Team Creepy Dad.
Are you sure it wasn't more like 65-35?
It might have been. To give it credit, it might have been. There's still a good chunk of people who are Team Creepy Dad, but there's a lot of us out here who are all about Zaddy Zach, who comes in and he breaks up these boys.
Okay, I did like that part, but now let's get to him talking to Tayshia.
I did feel a little weird about this next part.
That was a major Creepy Dad moment.
That was a major Creepy Dad. I have to admit it.
When she asked, first of all, she asked him how he is, and he's like, I'm great. And I was like,
I was fine until I noticed the leg on the table, where then she called him out for it and was like, wow, are you comfortable, huh?
And she's like, I'm fine.
I'm good. There was a few Creepy Dad moments in that.
Yeah, okay.
There were. I gotta give you that.
I'm here to see what's here, and that's why I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But she likes the way she likes him. He carries himself. I also have this feeling. I'm still Zaddy Zach, Team Zaddy Zach. But I also have a feeling he's one of those people who maybe in real life gives off a different energy, like more of like a confident older.
Now, did I mishear this, or did he say the last couple days I've started saying I want a wife and a family?
I don't know if I caught
selective hearing, I see, for Zaddy Zach. Interesting. No, he said, Gray and I were like, wait a second, did he just say that? He said, I mean, I think maybe what he was trying to say was like, I've started admitting that I want a wife and a family, but it was still weird. He said, the last couple days I've started saying I want a marriage and a family, or like a wife and a family.
So he didn't before.
Yeah, that.
Interesting.
I was like, weird.
Okay. Interesting. Noted. I have to rewatch this part.
But I think like in the context of their conversation, he was sort of saying like that he started feeling comfortable saying it out loud.
Sure.
But I'm still like, where are you at in your life and with your friends that you didn't feel comfortable saying before that you wanted a wife and a family?
Yes, very true. Interesting. Well, Chris Harrison shows up.
So I'm pretending.
That imaginary water.
Yeah.
Harrison shows up. Time for the first rose ceremony. I mean,
Zach gets the first rose. Something to note.
He gets the first rose. Riley gets the second. I think Ben gets the third. I was surprised Riley got the second. We haven't seen much of their interaction.
Yeah.
You know, long story short, Ed and Chasen are both kept on the show. And the men that go home are Jay, Peter, I think his name was, one of the new guys, and Montel. I haven't
even seen some of these people. Did you notice the part when Ed looked at his fallen friend, one of his friends who didn't get the rose?
Yes.
And they looked at each other, and his friend just solemnly shook his head, like,
no, it was just like, it was like Chasen.
Oh, I thought it was like, no, brother, like, you must go on in this journey. Like, I have fallen. It was like a friend in war being like,
Ed's about to leave with him.
Yeah, he's like, leave me, just leave me. And then Ed was like, now I must avenge his loss now that Chasen is still here. No! As his friend falls. Oh my God. Man, it died. Oh, the clips of them continually editing in Chasen saying, she looks like a smoke show throughout the rest of the episode.
Unbelievable. I mean, thank you, producers. There were so many moments of like drinking game, the grown ass man, the smoke show, the amount, like you could have been so hammered by the end of this.
The clips of Ed lifting by the pool with his neck.
He looks like he's passing a child. Like the squeezing that happened. I took video footage of it because I'm like, I need to be, when I'm having
that can be a meme for something.
That has to be a meme, but also I took the video footage of it because I was like, you know what, when I'm having a bad day, I'm just gonna watch Ed.
Play it for me, please.
I'm just gonna watch Ed do the damn thing.
Last night, I literally thought like I was going home.
And it's so funny because it's cut with Chasen.
Trying to portray me as being fake with Tasha.
It's the scene where Ed is working those trap muscles and getting them even bigger.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going. And they just zoom in on his face. It was unbelievable. Chris Harrison brings the next date card. It's going to be easy. Brendan, Joe, Jordan, Spencer, Ed, and Chasen.
It's just going to be a super low-key date. Super low-key. Just some MMA fighting.
Bitch, this is so dangerous.
The liability. Okay, and I know Ed's a bitch. Yeah. But when he ended up bringing up the point that he doesn't want to go to the hospital, I was like, wait, for real? Are they trying to get these guys have a broken arm or some shit?
They want them to get COVID. These men cannot go to the hospital.
For real though, that could have ended in broken limbs,
also,
fractured limbs.
If they have to go to the hospital, they have to quarantine for however many days again. So it's like, I get it. Now, the fact that Ed didn't mention earlier that he wasn't comfortable doing the date was central.
But when when we see Chasen fighting Noah, he was just throwing all of his weight onto him. So like there is actually a high chance that Ed could have gone to the hospital with the aggression.
I could not believe I was watching this and Evan walked by, and Evan hasn't been watching this season.
He's like, "What are you watching?"
Well, Evan, he watches all that UFC shit, and so he sits down and he's like, this is horrifying. He's like, people could get like so seriously injured, like fucking internal bleeding. They were straight up
cage fighting.
Yes, with like no gloves, no pads, nothing.
No, like head things.
It was in an actual cage that looked like a prison.
It was crazy.
With the guy shaking the cage on the other end, it looked like a scene from a prison movie.
It was insane. And who are those hosts? I mean, now it's so clear that they were just totally shafting Clare because these real dates with real hosts.
I know. One of them I know was a UFC fighter. She was a legit she's a all champion UFC fighter. And we know, by the way, that Tayshia boxes because she'll post of herself boxing on a regular basis.
Oh yeah.
So she had those moves on that mat. They go to the mat and Joe's killing me because he's like, there are former NFL players, collegiate basketball players here. And I don't want to brag, but I was all conference in volleyball in high school.
Which he so was. You could just tell. I love him.
When they were talking smack to each other and Joe goes face to face, I think it was with Spencer, and he's like, you're a nice guy and you have nice eyes too.
This is the most airtime an Asian person has basically ever gotten on the show.
I know, and I'm like,
period.
I demand more
Joe.
of him.
He will be great on Paradise if that ends up being a thing.
He'll be fantastic. And they are sleeping on him. He's hot.
I love him.
He's hot.
Love his personality.
Love everything about him.
He actually has a really nice body too, even though he's saying the thing about everyone else being athletic.
He's got a gorgeous body, and he's like BFFs with Brendan. What a duo! Oh my god.
Yes, yes. I know. I love that. They're totally people I would actually hang out with.
Well, by the way, as they're having these they're talking smack to each other when they're practicing beforehand, Chasen is so deeply serious about this. It's starting to frighten me. It's getting a little frightening.
Gotta give Ed that.
Gotta give Ed
frightening you.
But what Spencer was saying, which was the heaviest, creamiest tea, is that he was calling out a fight between Ed and Chasen will not go well because all of Ed's muscles, as Spencer said, are glamour muscles. Oh. And Chasen, when you're just all you do is lift, Chasen looks like, when we saw him working out, he was lifting and running, and it's the dude's probably got crazy endurance, and Ed's just bulky.
He's also I'm not actually trying to insult his intelligence this time, but the top athletes, what I've noticed is like their brains sort of have the ability to like shut off in the way that like normal people can't.
Sure.
In like a way where they can just sort of like see red in their sport. I don't know how else to describe it, but like pro athletes describe, getting in that zone. And I feel like Chasen completely has the ability to just like
get in that zone,
shut off and be in like fucking fight mode. And that's scary.
Yes.
Very and we scary. Saw it. It was scary.
It was scary.
So winner gets time with Tasha. I was like confused on what.
Yeah, but we never saw that.
I know.
So I don't even know what happened.
It was just about getting that fancy belt.
That belt.
Wells is hosting.
Wells is in the building, which means hopefully we'll see more of him by the bar because I have so many positive feelings all about that man. So
I love the oiling up of the guys in the back.
Yeah, love that. She was actually oiling the men up with a, did you notice this? It was like a Home Depot giant paintbrush.
Yeah, that was weird.
Like, where did they go?
Where's the squeezy bottles? Like,
they also just like a brush for oil. They used it was this wide, it was a paintbrush, and I'm like, props team. Local Home Depot
do that
run
with like squirt bottles.
Yeah, I think so.
In porn, at least.
They do. I think they do it with squirt bottles, and I think maybe like then you take like these gloves and you actually. Well, I know with like UFC, the guys have like a Vaseline on their hand and they like do this and they like put it under their eyes and like do whatever. So I think it's normally with the hands, but that might have been a little
like
too
a mitt.
handsy.
They still could have done like a mitt.
She just self tans them.
The paintbrush was weird.
She's like, let's get some Isle of Paradise on you. Okay.
Yeah, you guys are going to be glowing tomorrow. Make sure to wash it off in 8 to 12 hours.
Well, first we have Easy versus Joe.
Yeah.
Easy wins, obviously. Brendan versus Jordan.
Brendan said he had never wrestled in his entire life, which I thought was kind of weird.
Not having never wrestled?
In his entire life, he didn't even like wrestle with siblings or like cousins or anything?
True. I mean, I've never wrestled.
Really? I used to wrestle, like
so.
Me and my brother used to do like fake WWE wrestling all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't only
Like, all the
child
time.
until my sister came along when I was like 14, and Lord knows I'm not going to wrestle a baby, so I would just be by myself, no cousins.
I remember, this is so weird, one time at like a youth group camp, me and my friend Maddie were like, no, we were like on a mission trip or something. We had a bunch of free time, and me and Maddie were like, oh, why don't we fucking like let's wrestle. We were like 13 or 14. I don't know why.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then everyone was like, the leaders were like, no, you guys can't just fight. I have no idea why we did that, but I've definitely wrestled a decent amount in my life, including on The Bachelor.
Maybe we could, maybe on when we start our Patreon, you and I could film us wrestling.
Like in mud, naked or some shit like that.
So we have Brendan versus Jordan. Jordan crushes him again.
Yeah.
Queen, you really called it with Jordan. I mean, he was like now on top of this, we know he's got the 401k. He's going to take care of you, and he's like looks like a professional wrestler. Like, my goodness.
Except he has a misstep later on where he's like, I'd love to keep talking to you when he gets
injected. Also I'm not a huge fan of the double necklace situation that's going on. One of them's like a hemp.
Notice that?
Yeah,
no,
not a huge fan.
Don't like that. They're legit cage fighting though.
Tasha's. You can see by the way that Tasha is worried for Brendan. She's like, is he gonna be okay, my love? We see that coming out. We also see that Tasha's like, I thought this was going to be like a really low key fun thing, and she is very anxious and horrified at what she is witnessing.
Spencer and Ben?
Yes,
that was extremely intense.
I wrote, this shit is intense and horrific.
Yes, I was like, is this the Coliseum? What kind of apocalyptic event is this?
It's so wild. You're like, it's 2020. The world might end. Let it burn.
One of the horsemen of the apocalypse. The first one was
Neil Lane.
Was Neil Lane on FaceTime with Chris Harrison.
Now we have the men literally behind a cage fighting, no gloves,
inside
no
a resort conference room.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Well, next we then have Chasen and Ed. And Ed, my favorite part about this whole thing is that Ed asks to speak to Chris.
Chris Harrison, not one of the producers.
No.
He's like, gotta go straight to the big man.
In the middle of Chris like having his whole narration, he's just like, I gotta have to talk to you, Chris. And he lets him know that he's got really bad shoulders that dislocate easily and he'll end up in the hospital. And Chris is like, dude, you're built like a fucking brick shit house. You're huge. And he's like, well, I gently lift. and he says that he can't even throw a football, which I don't know how.
I feel like it would be hard to throw a football with those muscles getting in the way.
True, but he says he'd dislocate, and I don't know anything about lifting and muscles, so you could definitely correct me and I'd be wrong on this, but I would think if you lift to the extent your body looks like that, you could probably throw a football without dislocating.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe he just does a one motion up, down with the neck, you know?
He just does that move all day long.
I don't know. But then Chris Harrison, like the Roman Colosseum leader, is like, will anyone fight this man?
Whomst will fight for the hand of this fair maiden?
Anyone? Looking out to the Romans. Okay.
Chasen's just in the ring, just like... I mean, it
was crazy.
It is ancient days.
Yes. Now, I have to admit something.
Tell me.
That I feel uncomfortable admitting. I have the fattest crush on Noah.
I knew you were going to say it.
I don't know if it's hearkening back to my youth group days.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with him.
Yes.
Like, I might order a shirt with his face on it. I'm obsessed
You're
with
obsessed
him.
Okay, so what's interesting is while I was watching this, Evan got drawn in after he started.
Yeah.
He's like, what is this that I'm watching? And Noah hopped that fence. He's like, that's the best looking guy on the show. And I'm like, no, he is the youth pastor. No. This is Chad Veach 2.0, not for me. And Evan then sat and watched the rest of the thing. And he goes, that guy, hands down, favorite guy, fully crushing on him, was so into him. And
me and him both.
And listen, I'm very split because
are you triggered a little bit?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely I cannot get over the initial analysis of, like I said, I see like Carl Lentz's intern, like he has come from Oklahoma over to New York, or he's like Chad Veach's intern, and she's
name dropping, you know,
celebrity
big hip
pastors.
Yes, thank you.
And he does the announcements, and he's got his mustache, and I feel like he's friends
that's
with
100% spot on.
And so for me, not bad guys, just I'm not into that vibe, not for me. But I will admit to you, I was resisting, and as the episode continued, I was like, I can't help but kind of like this guy. Yeah.
He's got a spark. He's got spirit.
He has spirit. He does have that. He's got sparkly eyes.
He does, and he's got a light. It's the light of Jesus.
He is the light of the Lord.
He's got the joy of God in him.
He really does. It's poured out.
But I mean, for real, when in the moment, Chasen was like Goliath.
He really was.
In that moment, he was like Goliath, and it was like Noah with his 3 small stones, and he was like, I will do it. And he jumped in that fucking ring.
And Noah threw his body over that fence. And I think the reason the men were mad is because maybe when Chris Harrison was like, who wants to fight? They were assuming it was going to be one of the men who had already fought and have a round 2 situation. But oh no, they did not speak up soon enough. And Noah took his opportunity. And by the way, wasn't a fan of Noah at the top of this. Now I'm starting to like him. But even in that moment, I was like, yes, you take that opportunity. Like, why wouldn't you?
Fantastic. What I will say I noticed over and over again throughout the rest of the episode, Noah is a good player of the game. Because I don't even know if he's aware of it or not, but he is a super smart guy.
Very smart.
You can tell he's smart. He takes advantages of the opportunities that he needs to without being like imposing.
Yeah.
You know, very smooth about everything. And that was such a good opportunity, like Bachelor Clues brought up when we were talking about it. Having that kind of like enthusiasm of being like, I'll hop in there, not only is a great look to the lead of being like, this guy is just spontaneous and brave too to fight Chasen. It also does go to show the producers too, like this guy is willing to fucking hop in. And take part.
Yes, like you said, the producers are like, dude, this guy is a team player. We are going to offer him everything he wants on a silver platter now.
And I have to say, he also seems like a very amiable guy, like with the other guys. Like he doesn't seem like someone that's out looking for beef with anyone.
No, at least not yet. No. I'm not seeing that at
all.
Don't
get that vibe.
No, and yeah, he's starting to win me over by the end of this. I was just like, I was really fighting it, and I was like, No.
He seems like a nice guy.
He seems like a nice guy.
And I think Tayshia is just going to...
just head over heels.
Because you know what else? he is, he's the travel nurse thing, already got kind of a good Instagram going. She can picture the both of them doing like a van life blog type of thing.
She's seen the success of Dean and Kaylin, But for real though, I think their
lifestyles would mesh.
Lifestyles also, like we've said, Noah in his bio says that he loves Jesus, and Tayshia is a like regular church goer. I mean, so they have then the faith lining up probably.
Also, like they're kind of on the same level with the faith, where you're sort of like, like we're hip, we're young, we're traveling, like yeah.
So, Chasen is the champion. Noah
gave it a fair shot.
And by the way, Noah was in his jeans fighting. Okay, so already he had great look. Chasen already had the upper hand. You don't have much movement in a pair of tight jeans like that, because those
he
were
was
some
hopping around like Peter Pan.
Those were hipster tight jeans, and he was agile.
Yes,
he was agile. But Chasen wins. He's the champion. And then Chris is like, all right, everybody, it's time for the group date later, blah, blah, blah. We don't even know if she gets alone time with Chasen. And Tayshia stops Chris.
She doesn't even want the alone time with Chasen.
Tayshia stops Chris and she goes, oh, hold up 1 second. No, I want to bring Noah too. You hopped the fence for me. A Colton reference. He did not hop the fence for Tayshia. Noah hopped the fence for Tayshia.
I already have forgotten that Tasha was on Colton's season. An astute observation. I love the reference.
Thank you. So he's willing to do what Colton would not do for her. So the group date after party, Chasen sacrifices himself and gives the table his belt and is just like, this is for all of us. It was just ridiculous. Noah, they're griping about Noah. They're angry. They're like, this isn't fair. He shouldn't be here. Blah,
Noah
blah,
is
blah.
the guy that Chasen wants to be and will never be.
Correct.
That's sad.
That is sad. No.
I do kind of feel bad for Chasen, I have to say. Like, as the episode was wearing on, I just sort of felt sad for him.
Yeah. He'll be fine. He's going to get so many DM slides.
Exactly. He's already getting like 10,000 likes on his photos and stuff, even though he only has like 30K followers.
He's going to be fine. He's going to be just fine. Yeah. So Noah does the first steal. First steal. Interesting. He's 25, so he's younger. Yes. And they talk about that. They're like, oh, he's just this. Ed's just like, he's a 25-year-old. She doesn't want that. Ed's like, I'm 36. This is what she wants.
I'm a grown-ass man.
Well,
how old is she again?
29, I believe. So they kiss. Like right away.
Looks like a great kiss.
It looks like a very good kiss. And Tayshia does my most favorite thing of all time. She pulls back and she's like, there's just one thing. And he's like, you want me to take my mustache off, don't you? You want me to take the mustache off? And she was just like, the way she handled this was just 10 out of 10. She's like, wouldn't it be fun if you shaved it off? There are no rules here. There are no rules. You can shave it off. And she's like, let's just get that done quickly, though. She's like, she is waiting to see what he looks like without the mustache.
Okay, I want to know how you feel about the mustache. I mean, maybe we should talk about that once he actually shaves it off. But I'm really interested to hear your opinion on that.
About him sans mustache?
Versus with, and how do you feel about the mustache just in general?
I can't stand the mustache.
Really?
But again, I think it's because I just, like, I assume your personality when I see the stash.
Is that Carl Lentz with the glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like Carl Lentz for sure. Like that.
I think he looked. Oh no, Chad Veach. I think you're Chad Veach. He looks just like.
Is that
Chad
the one
Veach.
you sent me?
Yeah.
He looks like Chad Veach. He looks
like
sure.
Chad Veach,
Has
big time.
Definitely the same look going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got that.
So
he was also really like in the conversation, no bullshit, like straight to the point.
He was great. He was fantastic. I love him without the mustache.
She also said even if he looks ridiculous, he owns it. I don't think he's looked ridiculous ever. Is she talking about the mustache?
Yes. Yes. And I think that all the guys were talking about it like it was so ridiculous looking. And I didn't think it was ridiculous looking. I just don't like it.
Yeah, it's not ridiculous though.
No, it's just a mustache.
Like extremely hip. It reminds me of Dean being like, yeah, I'm so unique. Like I have a mustache and a van. And it's like, no, bro, every other dude in Venice looks exactly like you.
Yeah.
So that's how I felt about it. Everyone's like, it's so ridiculous. I'm like, really?
It's just a mustache. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
Well, then I said Ed is talking shade on Noah. Embarrassing. Brendan and Tayshia have a moment together.
I feel like Brendan is too good to be true. I'm saying that right now.
I know. I feel like it too.
You do you? Okay.
Yeah,
because
he's delicious.
And last time when we were going on and on about him, there was just a small twinge in the back of my brain.
Don't say it though, because it makes me anxious to think about that, because I'm so in love with him.
I'm telling you right now, Noah's actually a good guy. I don't know if Brendan really is.
Oh my God, stop. I love him.
Isn't there some weird shit about his ex? Someone was saying that there was rumors going around that Brendan broke up with his girlfriend 2 weeks before the show.
Yeah, but I'm going to be real with you.
I don't care about that.
The amount of messages I've received in the past week is, like, the Chatty Broads has received in the past week, gigantic.
Yeah.
Everyone has an experience and a different story.
Yeah.
And it's literally like one person is like, I've known Brendan my whole life and his wife. Here's a photo of his wife. He's an amazing guy. Someone else, he broke up with his girl 2 weeks before. I mean, like, it's so all over the place.
I heard a similar thing, though, about his wife, though, over and over again, which was just like, yeah, the breakup was basically how he painted it. There was nothing shady about that.
That's what I had heard. But then, I literally, right now, I think in the past week, the tea has been the heaviest it's ever been. And granted, we're not early on in the season, but for Tayshia, we are.
Yes.
That it's pouring in, like, and everyone has a different story about somebody. So it's hard to, you can't really reality Steve it and go like, I don't know which is true, because you hear a million things right now.
I mean, I feel like Brendan's too good to be true, but they definitely have vibes.
I mean, when he's trying to talk and Tayshia grabs him and starts kissing him and tells him that he rambles, I mean, what a hot scene. It was a hot scene. I was like, I'm rewinding this and playing it later tonight when I'm trying to go to bed.
Meanwhile, I was like, don't do it, Tayshia. I'm with a man who rambles all the time and it's annoying as fuck. And that was literally how I felt about it. I was like, it's cute now. It's going to be really fucking annoying when he won't shut up later. Literally. There was nothing hot about it to me. I was like,
You're like, no.
You should always be the one doing the most talking, Tayshia. From me to you, girlfriend.
Let it be
anyway.
So Noah's disappeared. The men are wondering if he was sent home. Ben this whole time is beaming. He's crushing on her so hard.
He's getting set up for something. Immediately I wrote that down. I was like, oh.
He has this whole plan where he's going to wait until the very end and have the final like nightcap with her, which I'm sure the producers encouraged. And they're like,
100%.
Ben, you should hold off. And then they just fuck him over.
100%. And they probably tell her like, I don't know, Ben just hasn't.
Yeah, he hasn't been trying to make an effort. Sad.
Meanwhile, Chasen's now incorporating Spanish.
I wrote that. I said Chasen is trying to make sure his new adjectives are really.
Hola, Senora Fuego.
He's really. I mean, Chasen is making an effort at this point. He's like, I'm going to try to expand my vocabulary, even to a new language. So Jordan, which I know we had this moment and then I was like, the way he handled it. But I do have to give him a gold star because he's interrupted by Noah telling Tayshia he's a Leo. So I was like, we have a king who is also a believer in astrology. Check. You know how so many guys are just like, astrology, blah, blah,
I
blah.
feel like he probably reads dating books and is like, women love astrology.
Good for
Which
him.
is fine, yeah.
I mean, or he is like, he is a Leo king who's like, yes, I am a Leo. I am a lion. Well, Noah interrupts.
I love it because, by the way, it's great to bring in an activity for the two of you to do together.
Absolutely.
Great.
Yeah,
love that.
Absolutely.
And Jordan doesn't want to leave.
No, which was sad.
And she was like, okay, but I want to talk to Noah.
Yeah, she's like, well, here's the thing, though. And then Jordan was just like, well, it's your call because I don't want to go. And I'm like, no, don't do that. Just say, all right, I'll leave. Like, don't make her have to be the one in the middle. This whole situation is already awkward enough as it is. Yeah. And she had to ask him to leave politely. So I thought that he was coming back with his mustache shaved. No. And he brings her the razor. Like you said, they do it together. She says, like, it's kind of hot to shaving you. And I was laughing so hard too. And she's like, it's kind of like white under there. It's like, oh no. I'm like, I was
preparing for that too.
Yeah, like, oh no.
It was so less dramatic. I know, it was less dramatic than I thought it was going to be. And I was glad about that.
And then she goes, wait, you're kind of hot.
I like him better with the mustache.
Really?
Yeah, without the mustache, he's just another. this is what it is. And I know the mustache is like sort of like Venice douchey and also harkens to all these like, you know, pastors, hip pastors, but it differentiates him in terms of his look. I don't know how else to describe it. Like in a room full of all the guys with him with his mustache, I'm like, oh, this is a guy whose lifestyle probably vibes more with mine. Yeah. We're probably like on the same in terms of like style, interests, it's like
when you
hobbies.
See Brendan in a when you see Brendan or DeMar in a turtleneck with like a necklace, 100%. You're like, yeah, I vibe with you.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was the thing with the mustache, because without the mustache, he just looks like another hot guy from Oklahoma. True. So that's what I just kind of like the mustache in terms of being like, it set him apart from the other guys, you know?
I totally get that.
It's like a pixie cut versus like a long haircut. Sure. You know?
Yeah, I think I liked him better without it, just because now all of a sudden I see him for who he is, and I'm not just
the shtick of the mustache.
The shtick of the stash.
I get that.
You know, and I think he has a really nice smile too. Yes. So I'm like, oh no, I can actually see your smile, and that match your little sparkly eyes. And fine.
Yes.
Becoming a fan.
Yes. Now, I think. You know who I'm calling for him, who is just going to be fucking gaga over him?
Tell me.
Madison.
Mm-hmm.
She is going to be salivating.
Yes.
All over him.
Yes, he loves the Lord. He travels. He's a nurse. When I hear traveling nurse, part of me goes, oh, do you do missions work?
Mm-hmm. Doctors Without Borders. Mm-hmm. That's actually not a Christian mission one, but
he's in Oklahoma. She's Alabama. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. But who knows? Tayshia might end up with him.
Tayshia seems to, I mean, I could definitely see them working too.
I could see that. Or he ends up in Paradise and it's a feud between Hannah and Madison.
A showdown. Another one. Bring it on.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Now that we're getting to know some of these men, I am lit up thinking about Paradise.
But it's going to be crazy because there's going to be a whole nother wave of women from Matt James' season, which is going to be crazy.
That's very true.
And these girls are going to be old news. Not really, but
there are so many. I mean, Peter's season, I mean, it was madness. Mm-hmm. The level of drama that this Bachelor in Paradise season is going to bring us, this future one, is going to be, I'm gonna make a guess right now. The level of drama will be unparalleled.
It really sucks because a lot of the girls from Peter's season are probably going to get shafted when they do the casting, because it's like, how many girls?
But you know, we're going to get, if Maddie and Hannah Ann are down to come on, they'll be on.
Oh, they'll be on.
We're going to get Kelsey. We're going to get Victoria F. Like, come on. We're going to get, I mean, we'll get Alea and maybe the other Victoria.
Do you think?
I think. Because there was, or maybe Alea and Sydney. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like, how many girls can they bring on with Matt James' season? You know there's going to be drama that's going to eclipse Peter's.
I mean, what if Matt James' season is maybe more of a low-key drama, but like a great season, but a low-key season?
I think it's going to be insane.
Yeah, people have been in quarantine for a long time.
It's going to be insane.
Yeah.
Are they filming it?
Well, do you know that they announced the start date of it?
When?
It's January 4th.
Oh my God. So like back to back.
Back to back.
Holy shit.
I think we have 1 week off between Bachelorette and Bachelor, like the last week of December.
Oh my God.
And then we start the Bachelor immediately after.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. So part of me wonders, like, what if they decide to film, since we're all going to be probably locked up in quarantine anyways still, what if they decide to film a Bachelor in Paradise while Matt James's season is being filmed?
I don't think so. I think they're probably holding out until by next year. I'm sure by like April, May, they'll be able to film in Mexico like normal.
Yeah.
Definitely. They're probably securing protocols for it like right now.
Can you believe?
So, I mean, that won't be hard because Paradise takes place on a resort.
No, that's what I'm saying though. That's why part of me was like, oh, I wonder if they'll start filming, just because we had such a delay and they missed so many months that they're just trying to get money and content going like ASAP.
Well, that brings up a good point. Normally they start filming Paradise after the Bachelorette season. Mm-hmm. So then you're literally going to have 2 Bachelorette seasons worth of guys and 2 Bachelor seasons worth of girls. That's what I'm saying.
Part of me wonders if they're going to start after the season finishes airing.
Like maybe they'll air Paradise before Bachelorette season?
Yes. Well, after Bachelor,
yeah,
I bet they'll air Paradise.
I don't know, because then moving forward, they'd have to switch up the whole structure of the show airing, where they'd have to start doing the Bachelorette like how they're doing it. I don't know now.
Or they do Winter Games.
Oh, and bring back people from Peter's season.
And instead of it being a Bachelor in Paradise, have that be like a winter and make Winter Games a bigger thing like Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah.
Because it'll be the winter time anyways.
God, who knows?
I don't know.
Or maybe they're just going to do Paradise on normal schedule and they're literally going to bring in 4 seasons worth of people.
I mean, that would be intense. I will have forgotten about so many people.
Me too. All right, so
Ben is distraught because he did not get time together.
She's like, Ben, it's the end of the night.
Lived for it.
That was devastating.
Devastating.
I felt so bad for him.
I felt bad for Ben too, but I, again, lived for it. Because I'm like, oh my God. Like, this Bachelorette is saying, no, I'm tired. Yeah. Also, I'm disappointed you didn't come find me earlier. So I felt really bad for Ben. Yeah. But they're going to have a conversation and he'll be fine. And he'll explain himself to her. But I love that she was just like, no, I'm tired. And you had your opportunity and you didn't come.
She was like low-key pissed about him though. That's why I felt bad.
Yeah.
Because I think that she was being fed a different message.
I'm sure. Oh, and that's what we were going to say with production. It definitely seemed like we had this, like the kind of creepy, silly music behind when Ben would talk.
Yeah.
But you could tell that it was all one interview where they were like, okay, so tell us how much you care about Tayshia and how excited you are to talk to her and how you're going to go about it tonight. And then they cut it up to make it look like he wouldn't stop talking about it, but it was probably just like 2 paragraphs worth of an interview.
So on a different note, before we wrap.
Yes. She gave the group rose to Noah, by the way.
I am sensing a Brendan-Noah feud.
Oh my God. Yes, because Brendan low-key was like throwing shade.
This is going to be the big, I'm calling it now, this is going to be the big feud of the season.
The Brendan-Noah
serious feud.
The Sean versus Nick Viall feud.
Yes. Yes. That's what I'm calling.
That makes sense.
It does.
Oh my God.
And it's going to be a real one because she really likes both of them.
Yes, and we all like both of them probably. Yep. Like this is going to be a split decision with Bachelor Nation. Like half of us are going to be Team Brendan and half of us are going to be Team Noah.
Oh my God. Unless some shit comes out about Brendan. Yeah. I don't think anything is going to come out. I said this also last week. I said Noah may get painted as a villain, but I don't think he's legit the villain.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You did. But you never know. All of a sudden, in 2 weeks, maybe shit's going to come out about Noah.
You never know.
We really don't know about
You
these
never
guys.
know.
And there's also so many rumors swirling around about every single person right now. You don't know what's true and what's not. So, oh man, I am tickled. I am so excited. I am so excited to see the next episode now. I am just like, I'm starting to finally develop relationships with these men. Yeah. So now we care.
I think I'm starting to fall in love.
You're falling in love with Noah. I'm in love with Brendan. You know.
Ooh, can we get shirts and you wear Brendan on your shirt and I'll wear Noah on my shirt?
Oh my God. And if there's a feud, you and I are going to have a debate episode where we debate the points between.
We'll hold like court.
Oh my God. I cannot wait. This is going to be fantastic.
Evan could be the judge.
Oh, I can't wait to put him in a robe.
Like Bennett. Okay, well,
broads, love you. We will chat soon. Oh, if you enjoy these recaps, please 5 stars. It helps so much. Oh, give us 5 stars and let us know. Are you Team Brendan right now or Team Noah? And we'll see. Oh, I can't wait. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe.
Broads.
Hoping to maybe put out some future new YouTube content. You know,
I'll get dresses, face tattooed on me, and vice versa.
I cannot wait. All right, we'll chat soon, broads.
Chat soon.